I think eventually they're going to come to an agreement, and I think it probably happens before week one. Just based on the Cowboys' track record and history, we've seen this bluster before. We've seen the back and forth publicly before because everything's public with the Cowboys. And ultimately, I can't come up with too many examples of them not getting deals done. I mean, we saw this sort of back and forth between the team and DeMarcus Lawrence in the spring, and ultimately that one got done. And that was a difficult deal to do too. That was over $20 million a year. Ultimately, I think where the Cowboys are now is close to what Todd Gurley got. I think if push comes to shove, they may be willing to inch past what Todd Gurley got. And if they do that, I think it's going to be very difficult for Ezekiel Elliott to walk away. Look, I know how valuable he is. I know what sort of weapon he is. I know, he may look at, say, Julio Jones getting $20 or $21 or $22 million in the next few weeks and say, I deserve to be paid like that guy. But ultimately, he's a running back, and, those guys age in dog years. And so if he's offered something that's a tick more than what Todd Gurley gets, my sense is he would probably accept it.
Do you see any sort of foreseeable fix for whatever is going on with Melvin Gordon and the Chargers, however, Albert?
I think that one's more difficult. I think the offer that the Chargers have put on the table is a fair one, right in the $10 million per year range. I think, Melvin Gordon's opinion of himself is probably a little inflated, and I think the issue he has is the issue a lot of running backs have. And here's why I think Zeke and Gurley and, Saquon, I think those guys are in a different category. The new prototype for the running back in the NFL is a 225-pound guy who can play on all three downs. And the top tier in the NFL at that position is much smaller than it is at other positions, right? There's only a few guys like that. And then the second tier is much larger than it is at other positions. He's in the top tier. I think Gordon's in the second tier. And we saw that with how the Chargers were able to replace him last year. And so, I think Gordon's resolve to make a stand here, and I don't think Zeke getting paid would necessarily help matters between him and the team. I also know the Chargers are pretty strong in their stance, in where they are right now, and feeling that what they have on the table is pretty fair. And so I would not be surprised one bit if Gordon's holdout last in the season. I think it's more likely than Zeke's holdout going into the season.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.